Rescuers worked to locate two people after a large portion of a Hard Rock hotel under construction in New Orleans collapsed on Saturday morning. One person was killed and about 18 were treated for injuries. CBS News correspondent Kenneth Craig reports.
The Hard Rock Hotel, under construction in downtown New Orleans, collapsed just after 9 a.m. Saturday.
It felt like a very mini, I hate to compare it 9/11 because, it was debris all over, it was smoke and people running around and just a bit of a catastrophe.
As multiple floors caved in, debris went flying, sending construction workers and onlookers running for their lives.
People are falling out literally as it's coming down.
Fire inspectors say the collapse came without warning, and now they're concerned the rest of the building could fall.
We met with engineers, determined the stability of a section of the building where we feel it's safe enough to be able to send the folks in with some pretty sophisticated search equipment and some dogs.
Throughout the day, an unsupported crane swayed from the building, looming over the site. Drones were being flown to determine which parts of the building remained most unstable.
This remains a very fluid and very dangerous situation, and every few minutes something is falling off of this building.
Other buildings near the deadly collapse site were evacuated as a precaution. The 18-story hotel has been under construction for several months, but it wasn't immediately known what caused it to tumble. The hotel was to have 350 rooms and more than 60 condominiums. Kenneth Craig, CBS News.
The corner where the hotel was under construction was for decades home to a Woolworths that was the site of lunch counter sit-ins during the Civil Rights Movement. That building was demolished in 2014. 3 people have died in a wildfire in Southern California. The air over much of the region is smoke-filled. Tens of thousands of people have been displaced and containment stands at 19%. Errol Barnett reports on the situation that remains critical.
Flames continue to rip hillsides north of Los Angeles today, as they've been doing since Thursday.
These houses are starting to go.
31 homes have been destroyed, with many others remaining unlivable. 100,000 people were ordered to evacuate as embers flew in all directions. This morning, more than 200 residents lined up at this LAPD checkpoint for 5-minute escorts back into their homes.
What are you most in need of?
For right now, I just need to get back home to get insurance paperwork.
Leon Lee saw wind gusts bring fire to her backyard.
There were embers flying everywhere.
But it's still unknown how this 7,500-acre fire began, though neighbors say an electrical transmission tower belonging to Southern California Edison could be to blame.
The brush underneath that tower was on fire, and the wind was blowing so hard, it took off.
California's governor declared a state of emergency for Los Angeles County and Riverside County 90 miles east. There, 76 Calamasa mobile homes were lost. Authorities confirmed 89-year-old Lois Arvickson died, along with at least one other person. The probable cause has been traced to this trash truck. Witnesses recorded smoke billowing and said the truck pulled over and dumped burning trash near dry brush.
I pulled up to him and I said, you cannot stay here. With the wind and then the field right there, you're going to catch everything on fire.
The trailer park is now a crime scene, investigated by CAL FIRE and the Riverside County Central Homicide Unit. It is a stark reminder of how easily these wildfires can quickly flare up and become deadly. So fire officials here are imploring people to clean off any leaves, dry brush, or needles blown up by these seasonal winds, because this is only the beginning of fire season. Errol Barnett, CBS News, Porter Ranch, California.
That Saddle Ridge fire is about 30 miles north of Los Angeles. Here in Billings, a car with a pregnant woman passenger crashed into a Billings police car this morning. Sergeant Harley Cagle says a 30-year-old Billings man was speeding and driving a pregnant woman to the hospital. The man was driving east on 7th Avenue North when he T-boned the Billings police car, throwing it about 50 feet. First responders used the jaws of life to extricate the driver. An ambulance took both people into the hospital. The officer who was hit was transported and released hours later. The driver was cited for careless driving, no insurance, expired tags, and driving with a suspended license. The pregnant woman was conscious and talking. Snow earlier this week makes it feel like it's time for some fall festivities in Billings. And today, downtown under Sky Point, the fall atmosphere came to the 16th annual Harvest Fest. The event traditionally comes a week after the last farmers market of the season. Arts and crafts from 57 booths and 30 food vendors lined the streets. The Downtown Billings Alliance organizers Harvest Fest and featured a pumpkin pie recipe contest. For Billings, it's a last outdoor downtown fall celebration before winter.
We're about to be cooped up, and I think that the rest of the community is ready for one last hurrah to get to kind of celebrate the fall. We actually do have a lot of ranchers and farmers in the area, and so to talk harvest and to think about like that is really nice. I think it's been a really great showing of Billings to see how beautiful our downtown looks even at this time of year.
And Lindsay Richardson added that Harvest Fest saw more vendors this year. She said they weren't scared away by the snow like the event saw last year. And with Rob Griggs is in here with the weather, and it was a little bit nicer this morning. She's still bundled up, but
yeah,
a little bit nicer.
There's still little patches of snow too around Billings, especially up on those north-facing rooftops. I know I have some at my house, but it's starting to look a little more like fall now that we're coming out of winter. For crying out loud, I'll tell you. Our friends in North Dakota and Minnesota, South Dakota, they have been catching it. They really caught a whole bunch of this storm because by the time I got over there, that goofy thing stalled out. And just to show you a couple of the storm reports from North Dakota, check this out. Over 2 feet of snow in places like Carberry and Olga and Kensel. That would be in northern central North Dakota, and that's just a sort of a taste of what they're up against. For us, well, we're back to sunshine tomorrow. Look at this. We'll drop down to 28 tonight with clear skies. But 56 degrees is the high tomorrow, and although that is not an average high, it's a little bit below average, it's nice, and with the sun, that's going to feel pretty good. We'll have the complete Q2 Storm Tracker forecast in just a bit. David?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Rob. Girls who may be pursuing a career in STEM science, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, received some encouragement today. Girls in Science provides an opportunity to learn about careers at 31 different booths at the Altero, its gym. Girls from the 4th grade through the 8th grade came out to see that. The event was called Chicks in Science at one time, but it's the same ideas used now to introduce girls to STEM.
If they don't know how fun it can be and they don't know that those options are even out there, then they tend to go towards other things. This way, at least they've been exposed and they have that idea in their head, maybe some really good excitement and fun memories attached to it.
The cool thing about this event is that there are fun-loving women in cool professions and that they want to share that with the next generation.
And Girls in Science finished with a Taste of STEM, a dinner which gave the girls a chance to meet with women working in STEM careers. And Big Brothers Big Sisters volunteers mentor and guide children today. Bowling helped raise money for the organization. Bowl for Kids' Sake brings businesses and others who support Big Brothers Big Sisters of Yellowstone County. This event features friendly competitions in bowling and fundraising. The mentors are called Bigs and form a bond with the kids known as Littles.
It's proven that kids who have a mentor, who have that added support in their lives, are more likely to be successful, more likely to achieve their full potential than kids who don't have that relationship.
It's so important to help our youth and really get them on the right track so that hopefully they can really succeed in life.